Well, good evening, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick review of the new Walthers SW-7s. Now, these are mainline Walthers, so they're not their top of the line, but I believe they're a good little switcher. So, this is of course, the KCS Road. Believe it or not, that's what I bought, and I actually bought two of these. This is number 4312, and my other one is 4305. So I'll just start a quick little review and go through these, remembering that this is a mainline unit, so the detail is not going to be quite as high, but I still think the detail is fairly good on these. I'll start. This is just a broad picture. Just looking at the body of the switcher, all the vents appear to be correct. There's a vent on the side of the cab right here, and that's correct. For the KCS, it's got the dual headlights, and that's right for KCS. And same for the backup light. The paint job looks pretty good. The only thing that's really missing from the paint job that would have been on all of the switchers, so I'm not sure why they left it off, is the build plate that would have been down here from EMD. So that build plate's not on there. I have no idea why they left that off. Now, because it is a mainline, once again, there's not a lot of road specific details. But I'll go over some of the details that should be on here, kind of as a wish list, and things I'm probably going to do to the switcher itself. One of the things that they did was really nice. Before I go into the details that are missing, are the cab numbers. So you'll notice on the side of the cab that is a 3-inch number, which is absolutely correct for this switcher. Now, this switcher 4312 would have been that number from about 1974 through 77. 78 would have had the 3-inch number. So along in the late 70s, it would have been repainted with a 12-inch number on the side of the cab. So this is absolutely correct for 1974 through 78. So being that it's correct for that time, the one thing that is missing is the ACI label that would have been on the side of the switcher. So the ACI label's not there. It could have been. And once again, prior to 74, the cab number would have been 1312 on this particular one. That's what the number would have been originally. It would have been painted white as 1312. Prior to that, it would have been black. So this is, like I said, it's correct for my time period the way it is. Just missing the ACI label. That would have been a nice little addition if they had done that, but I can easily put that on. Once again, I can easily put on the build plate, the EMD build plate as well. Walthers did try to replicate the handrails to some degree. These are actually, the handrails were all black, and they would have had yellow reflective tape, kind of taped in a diagonal pattern down the handrails where they've got them painted yellow. So they did try to replicate that by just painting it solid yellow. I might get a decal and put on there to simulate that rather than I think their yellow paint's kind of flaking off, if you can see here. And that's just because of the type of plastic. But it'll do. One thing about these two, there would have been a number right here next to the headlight on the right side of the switcher. It would have been the number of the engine, so you should have a 4305 there. I'm going to go ahead and decal that as well. So it comes with the regular knuckle couplers. I went ahead and switched them to the Katie whisker couplers, the scale head ones. And that's just one of the things I've done. The other thing I need to do is these exhaust stacks were spark arresters with dual stacks on them. Most all the KCS switchers, the NW2s and the SW-7s had the dual stack spark arresters. So I will switch that. To do that, I'm going to have to move the bell over somewhat to the right. One of the things I did find out about these, of course, just messing around with it, is the horn was extremely fragile. I broke it off. And rather than try to order another one from Walthers, what I'm going to do is I ordered some brass horns. Those are the Leslie RS25s, I believe. And so I just ordered a brass one so they wouldn't be so fragile. So, you know, little things. The handrails, the front ones. KCS actually had a rail that angled up on each side, and mounted to the rails would have been the MU connections. So I will probably redo those rails. I already have some detail parts where I can do that. So that's a quick little review of just this Walthers SW-7. I think it's a nice, for what it is, it's nicely detailed. It really is. I don't really have many complaints about it. Like I said, the details I can do, but if you wanted to just put it on your layout just exactly like it is, I see no problem with that. Now, this one was a DC model, and I ordered the DC model on purpose. So the reason I ordered the DC model was because their DCC locomotives come with the ESU decoder, but they're the bottom line ESU decoders, and there's no way to add a keep alive. So because my frogs are not powered, I like having keep alives in all of my switchers. So I ordered a TCS decoder and got it and installed it. And because of the keep alive, I had to actually remove the cab. The cab's nicely detailed. It had 2 figures in it. But I had to remove it to make room for the speaker. So since the speaker box was black, it just kind of blacked out the windows, so that's no problem. You just don't see anything inside there. So, but it runs really great with the TCS decoder in it, and let me just start it up here. So you can see if I put it on speed step 1, just how slowly it moves. It's got a good horn sound. And bell as well. So I'm going to notch it up here 1. It's got a good slow movement on it. I really like how slowly I can make it move. So I'm going to hit the direction button. You can see it stops, and of course my backup light works as well. The decoder was fairly easy to put in here. It already came with LED forward light and reverse light, so I just used the LED lights that were in there. And I'm sure you could get the same results with any good decoder. Like I said, I preferred the TCS one because the motherboard I bought actually had the onboard keep alive, made it easy to fit in the locomotive itself. So that's why I did that. So just one more thing, I'll leave you with a crossing horn. I like this. This is one feature I do like. I actually like the sound of that. So anyway, I hope you like this little review of the Walthers SW-7. Look for my next video. What I'm going to do is I've got a yard job here in my yard to do some switching, and I will do a video using this new SW-7 as the switcher. Have a good evening.